It's not on.
There it is.
Oh, there it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shows on mine, but, yeah.
We begin with the words of the psalmist, who reminds us that our help is in the name of the Lord. Let us pray. Our gracious and loving God, you who are the creator of all things seen and unseen, the animator of our very souls, the lover of the very essence of who we are. We come to you at the beginning of a year with opportunities for doing good and being better stretching out before us, and recognizing that whatever went on last month or last week or last year is held for naught as the new blessings that we can accomplish together. We give you thanks for our beloved community by the water. And we ask that you remind us of our capacity to do good. Remind us of our commonality and our humanity, which is the fact that we all wear the same flesh. Remind us also of our obligation to do justice and to be compassionate. May our concern for the disenfranchised and the poor, the homeless, the hungry be more than simply lip service. May it be reflected in the kinds of policies that are enacted in this very chamber. Give us your grace on this night. Give us your wisdom. Give us your peace. For we pray it in your gracious name and in the name of all that is holy. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor.
You're welcome.
I will call to order the meeting, the first meeting of 2020, and if the clerk would please take the roll.
Councilmember Archibald?
Here.
Councilmember Ashford?
Present.
Councilmember Beeden? Here. Councilmember Harris?
Here.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Here.
Councilmember Warden?
Here.
Mayor Rep?
Here. You have before you the minutes from the regular meeting of December the 9th and the special meeting of December the 23rd. Is there a motion to receive the file?
Mayor Rep,
Yes, Councilmember Warden.
since I was not able to attend that special meeting on the 23rd, I'll be abstaining from that. Can we separate these two out?
Okay. You don't really have to, because you're just approving the minutes whether you were there or not.
Well, I don't want, wasn't there. I don't know how I can approve them.
So moved.
Okay. Is that you, Councilmember Ashford moved for?
So moved.
And is there a
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. All in favor of approving the minutes from December the 9th, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All of those who are approving the minutes of December 23rd, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we have one abstention that he's noted, Councilmember Warden, for the second part of that. We will move on to the first presentation, please.
Police Chief Platzer will introduce the city's 3 new police officers, Anthony Garska, Jesse Torres, and Hannah Yadin.
So Mayor Rep, City Council, I'd just like to introduce our 3 new officers. First, we have Officer Anthony Garska. He's a Port Huron resident. He's a graduate from Port Huron High School. Anthony served 4 years in the United States Marine Corps and recently got out. He has an associate's degree in criminal justice from the Macomb Community College. And he's a recent graduate from the Macomb Police Academy in December 2019. Next to him is Officer Jesse Torres. Originally from the Croswell area, he's a graduate of the Croswell-Lexington High School. Jesse spent a total of 5 years serving in the United States Navy Reserve and the United States Army. He has a bachelor's degree in psychology from South New Hampshire University, and he's a recent graduate from the Oakland Police Academy in December 2019. Next to him is Officer Hannah Yadin. She's from China Township. She's a graduate of the Marine City High School. She has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Madonna University. She's a certified USA softball umpire, and she's a recent graduate of the Macomb Police Academy in December of 2019. With the hiring of all 3, that put us up to operational strength. But just recently, Detective Eric Kikorian is retiring at the end of this month, and the 1st of March, Lieutenant Wesh is retiring. So we're in the process of hiring 2 more.
So starting over again.
Starting over again. But we'd like to welcome these 3. Currently, right now, they're in their field training program, And if everything goes as planned, they'll be certified for solo patrol in April of this year. So I'd like to welcome all three of them to our department and to our family.
Welcome aboard.
Congratulations. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for your service. Congratulations. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Chief. Now is the time for public comment. If there's anyone in the audience who wishes to address the City Council this evening, please come forward, give us your name and your address, and you do have 4 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Victor Simon with Island Lane Capital. I'm here for the few minutes to speak to you, tell you a little bit about who I am and what I'm looking for. I had lent money to a gentleman by the last name Abdo, who has a house, a 4-unit apartment on Cedar, 1103 Cedar, and 2 other houses as well. I lent him the money on May of 2019, and we paid all the property taxes on all the homes that he has, the 2 houses and the 4-unit apartments, and he was supposed to come back and rehab the units, and he never did. So apparently, I understand the 4 units are being taken back by the city and to demo the 4 units. And I was fortunate to receive a letter that you guys are going to turn around and tear the 4 units down from David. And David, I was able to email David in a way, said, am I going to have the chance to take it over and rehab those 4 units? And I did meet with David, and fortunately they gave me the phone numbers and the email of 2 residents who lives close to the 4 units. And I was able to contact Jim White and Jared as well, and luckily I was able to meet with Jim White in regards to, is there a way, if I get the chance, to allow me to come in and come up with a plan, instead of tearing the 4 units down and having a vacant property, and 2 or 3 years takes that long till you get it back from the city taxes that hasn't been paid, and turn around, I could rehab those 4 units, put money in it, fix it up, and give me a short period of time, and I will get an engineer, and get an architect, design it, and get it within 6 months. All I'm asking is for time to give me, to allow me to do that. Instead of having a vacant property, cutting the grass, and the city costing them money, I'll turn around, fix it up, and add value for the community. And I'm part of the community. I want to make sure that you guys get it and get it done the right way. And that's what I'm looking for. I hope I
Okay.
did that in 4 minutes.
You did. You even have time left over, but we would have to have, our city administration would have to address that, and they would have to bring forth a work agreement and recommendation before we would do anything as a council on it. So thank you for speaking, and we will have, after you sit down, I will have the city manager speak to that.
And I've done many of those kinds. This is not the first time I've brought pictures to the places that I've done. I'm in the process of doing 10-unit apartments in Ypsilanti. I've got 8 units in Royal Oak. I'm doing the same thing. And city of Ypsilanti City could not wait to get rid of that landlord kind of really terrible building that they had. I came in and I'm rehabbing the whole thing. I'm almost done with that 10 units. So
Okay,
I
well,
could do the job.
Thank you for coming forth, and we will have the
Thank you.
city manager
Thanks for listening to me. Happy
Yes.
New Year.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Mr. Freed, do you want to respond to that right now?
Yes, this is something David Haynes has been aware of, that there's a potential work agreement. I appreciate you coming tonight. It's clear we have a more capable individual here with that property. It is important, the neighborhood feedback, and so we have directed him to work with the neighborhood to make sure that they know what's going on. We're going to work with the individual to develop a work plan, and if we can get the work plan that's acceptable to the neighbors who had to put up with that property, then we will bring it back to you for action at your next meeting.
Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. You're welcome. Is there anyone else who would like to address the city council this evening? If so, please come forward, give us your name and address, and you have 4 minutes. Seeing no one else, I'll declare public comment closed, and we will move on with the agenda. And the next item is the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by Councilmember Pemberton. We'll take the vote.
Mayor Rep,
Councilmember
could
Harris.
we remove resolution number 5?
Number
Consent?
5?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Beeden? Yes. Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. That leaves only 2 items on the consent agenda. It schedules a public hearing for January 27th to receive comments on the general needs and community development, housing, and special services utilizing CDBG and home funds, and schedules a second public hearing for February 24th to hear comments on a proposed 5-year consolidated plan, which would run 2020 through 2024, and a 1-year 2020 annual action plan. Also confirm and approve single-lot special assessments for special trash pickup in the right-of-way. We'll move on then to, from the city manager, number 1.
Accepting the quote from Technicomp Composting Specialist LLC in the amount of $28,000 for clearing and composting the wood pile at Lakeside Cemetery.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Ashford, is there a second?
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Discussion.
Madam Mayor, if I could, a quick explanation. We store, whether it's, chopping down and trimming brush in the boulevards, we also do pickup piles, so if a resident wants to call, they can pay $40 and have a brush pile pickup. That's where all this brush is coming from. We actually charge, and our revenue for the brush pickup is about $4,000 to $5,000 a year. We've been doing that since about 2011, so it pretty much covers the cost. But we have piles of brush out there, some stumps and some other debris that we can't burn. We used to burn it, remember we used to burn it back in the day? Well, the DEQ and the DNR put a stop to that. So we can't burn it anymore, so this will be funded. It's not a budgeted item, but we'll be able to fund it out of the revenue from the last couple of years of the charging for the pickups, which a lot of residents really use that. So it is a pretty good price.
Any questions for the city manager?
Yes, question.
Councilmember Ashford.
So what, is this a general fund, or you
Yeah.
haven't,
Yeah.
out of general
Yep.
fund? Okay.
Any other questions, discussion? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Beeden? Yes. Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Resolutions, item 1.
Authorizing 12 payments.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support?
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by Councilmember Pemberton. Is there discussion?
Mayor Rep,
Councilmember Harris.
I had a couple of questions, but James solved one of them before I even got sit down here tonight. But the other question I had here is this Rank Electric on the north unit, one of the substations, and they had a change order of $18,655. And I know that, that these things sometimes are significant or insignificant, but I guess the one that stood out for me was the $9,524 for sales taxes. Why are we paying sales tax?
Do you want to address that?
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Prior to putting the bid out for, the contract documents out for bid, we had obtained Sourcewell pricing, which is the federal purchasing power, kind of like my deal. And the budget amount that we had in there listed as a line item, the contractor couldn't change. Sourcewell didn't provide the sales tax amount, so when it came time for the contractor to purchase it, they had to pay the sales tax for those generators. So there's about $5,000 each for the generator and sales tax that we have to reimburse the contractor for.
Thank you.
Don't sound right, but is there, have we ever had to pay sales tax before on any of these work? This is one that, stands out to me that, that's such a significant amount.
It's because we typically don't buy the materials through ourselves. So whether or not we're paying it directly or indirectly, it's getting passed through at our cost. So this is just an alignment to make it so they're
Wouldn't they get that money back when they claim that this piece of equipment that they're selling to a city is a nonprofit organization?
I don't believe so.
It's my understanding when we got the price, it was our price, but when the contractor went to purchase it, they were required to pay the sales tax.
Pass it through.
I'll follow this up through the state to see if the state would reimburse them or us. All right, thank you.
Mayor Rupp?
Yes.
Yeah, I just, that same thing popped out, but I'm just wondering, along with that explanation, was there other, I don't remember back to the bid, was there anybody else that put in the bid for this that actually included that in their bid?
So the documents included, on the unit price table that they have to fill in, there was actually a budget amount, or there was actually a dollar amount specified from the purchaser, being Michigan Cat, which didn't include the sales tax. So anyone that bid that project couldn't change that line item.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Madam Mayor, put on a second change order as well, just so you see, I believe it is 1-8. That's the balance carried forward. The original change order was 76. This is the balance carried forward for the difference for that, which is 18,831. Again, that's for the more quantities for both asphalt and base.
If there's no other questions, take the vote, please.
Councilmember Beeden? Yes. Councilmember Harris?
No.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Mayor Rupp.
Yes. Item 2.
Approving the agreement with PM Blog Incorporated for additional professional engineering and design services for redesign and improvements to the McMorran Place Plaza.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Pemberton, is there a second?
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald.
Madam Mayor, if I could provide a quick explanation. You have the additions of the scope of work in there as well, but as the McMorran Plaza the scope has changed, and they've done an amazing job with funding and getting the funding for it, so does your scope of engineering work and design work. This is pretty standard. You see about 10 to 15% cost for engineering, so this is actually relatively under par for what you typically would pay. Blau is a distinguished park designer who the County Parks and Recreation we've used on Lighthouse Beach, and so very experienced with our processes and procedures. So that is the reason for the growth in the cost. And there are some McMorran Commission members here tonight. Appreciate you coming, I believe, to support this as well. So this will be covered by funds raised.
Thank you. Any questions?
Mayor Rep,
Councilmember Harris.
I guess my question on this here is the fact that, this, in the last plans that I have here from December 2018, and I understand this reincorporates a lot of new things, but the one thing that hasn't changed from the contract, in which we see a new $12,000 fee, is for serve ice installation. And when we get down to it, I'm just kind of wondering whether this is going to be included in the end of it, that this $12,000 will cover everything?
It will, and we're running it through the consultant to have them pay for it for liability reasons, so that we actually have them, they're responsible for the contract. But that has been the same because it hasn't grown. The scope of that has not changed.
Okay. Yeah, and the strong difficulty with this is talking to some arena owners and things like that. Serve Ice has basically got a lock on these type of facilities for refrigerated ice products, so it's what the market bears, so thank you.
Any other questions, discussion? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Beeden? Yes. Mayor Rupp.
Yes. Item 3.
Authorizing and supporting the acceptance of an environmental impact grant from the Tony Hawk Foundation and the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation, made available to the City of Port Huron in the amount of $50,000 in order to incorporate specific green technology design at the proposed Optimus Skate Park project, and to be incorporated into the previous agreement and award of $250,000 from the foundations towards the construction of a concrete skate park.
Is there a motion?
So moved. Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by Councilmember Beeden. Is there discussion?
Madam Mayor, I'd just like to take a moment to recognize Nancy Windsor and Kim Harmer for writing grants, chasing down money. I know Nancy had me at a few meetings to help raise money for this, to make this possible. And they, as you can tell, have literally chased every tree to find a good grant opportunity. So Congratulations, Nancy, on your hard work.
And I think also we have in the audience, Mr. Epley, you want to wave here? He's put a lot of hard work into it, too. So. No, but you've put a lot of effort into the fundraising, so you should get congratulated on that, too.
And Mayor, question, comment. Anyway, I think that speaks volumes when you know you can get something, you can get grants and everything, but when you demonstrate, from your role, in the community, you wanted something, you at least met them halfway in trying to do your part. And so I think that's always a great thing, instead of sitting there always trying to let somebody give you something.
You're very lucky how amazing the city's been to work with us. And I think that's one thing that we've been lucky to help change perspectives on. A lot of the skaters and everyone else like that, it's been
Right.
naturally a very kind of counter-government culture there. So just to say, like, no, these guys are awesome. It's the city that's been spearheading it. We just have to help make, so it's really been cool to help change that.
Right, yeah.
very
Right,
good.
buy-in and ownership, so congratulations.
Any other comments?
Mayor, I just want to, the same sentiments, whether, the community and, not only the Epleys and family and Nancy, but you guys, all for the whole year straight or longer, just kept getting awareness out there a little at a time, and the community stepped up as well to help out, and I just, it's a great feather in your cap, and this is, looking forward to see how this thing finishes for us, so thank you.
If there's no other comments, we will take the vote.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Beeden?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Rapp?
Yes. Item 5.
Approving the scheduling of a public hearing for February 10, 2020, to hear comments concerning liquor license, delinquent in payments of taxes and/or income tax reporting and payments.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Pemberton, is there a second?
Second.
Madam Mayor,
Councilmember Harris.
just a quick update on this. We sent out reminder letters. As you all know, this initial list comes out, and by the time it gets cleaned up by the end of the month pretty quick. But we did send them all letters.
I guess,
Councilmember Harris.
yes, I guess my only comment was when this comes back to us on February 10th, I wonder if we could have an idea on how much is owed.
Yes, I can do that before that.
It's kind of interesting. We have a person who sends us cash monies and things like that. And unfortunately or unfortunately, in the back tax notification that's been in the paper the past two or three Sundays, these people that can throw money away don't pay their taxes. So I'd like to do a little cross-reference just to see how these, whether they really contribute into the city or not.
That's something we can get out tomorrow probably, right? Ed?
Just a minute.
I have the amount for personal property.
Okay,
I
we
don't
have-
have for income
You
tax.
can't give it.
No, we can't give the income tax out, but the public information we can give. We have a matrix for that, yeah.
Thank you.
Is there any other comments? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Warden?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Beeden?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Rapp?
Yes, that concludes our agenda. I do have a couple of announcements. The city offices will be closed Monday, January the 20th, in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Going along with that, there is a service being held at 3 p.m. at Port Huron High School, which is open to the public on Sunday. And then on Monday night, there is a celebration of his life that's going on at 6 p.m. at SC4 in the Fine Arts Theater. So anyone is welcome and encouraged to attend those items. Also, we had Silver Stick here last weekend, and we have Silver Stick this weekend, and we have Silver Stick the following weekend, and we also have Chili Fest, which will be going on that same weekend, which is a week from this weekend. It'll be the 24th, I believe, 24th, 25th, that weekend, and there'll be Chili Fest, so there'll be lots of activities in downtown Port Huron. Also, one other thing that I would like to offer congratulations to Captain Marcy Kuhn, who received the Blue Water Woman of the Year Award designation. The actual program is not being held until February, but I do want to say congratulations. She's very deserving of that. Is there anything else?
You
from
took 'em
any-
all.
I took them all, didn't I? If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Meeting adjourned.